Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Whether you're watching this live right now on YouTube, on my channel, Miss Jill, hey, or catching this on the replay, I'm going to be going through a breakdown of the gear, the setup that I use for a bi-weekly video podcast that I do with one of my major and favorite clients, MEDC, the Marlboro Economic Development Corporation. So it's something that I love doing. We go live on the first and third Wednesday of every month, and we invite different guests to come in. We started doing this because we wanted to teach people about economic development in the city, and so we've been able to have a bunch of guests on that have been really great and really fun. So yeah, I figured I haven't done a lot of breakdown. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I haven't done a lot of breakdown videos in a while, so I figured I'd do some behind the scenes. So this is just live, feeling good. What's up, Veronica? So I might have some new subscribers here from the Ecamm community. So the Ecamm community, that's the software that I'm using to live stream right now. But I also, também, eu tenho gente lá no Brasil que talvez vão assistir este vídeo. And I think my Portuguese was bad there, but I might have some of my favorite Brazilian friends join us too. So thank you so much. Hi, tudo bem? Tudo jóia com vocês? Oh, Veronica, I love you too. What's up, James Hicks? Man, James, you're the real deal, and I have a lot of respect for you. A little intimidated by you too. But anyways, all right, so let me do this. I'm going to do live demo mode. Lisa Lombardo. Oh, Lisa, I love you so much. Oh, it's so cool to see you jump on here. So I'm doing a breakdown of the studio that I'm in, and it's used to just be a conference room, and we transformed it into a place where we can have multiple people socially distant, and I can have a bunch of cameras all working together on this awesome platform called Ecamm Live, and produce some video podcasts and other videos. Tony, hey Tony, thank you so much for joining. Awesome to see you. All right, so I'm going to switch in what we call live demo mode. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if it looks right. Hold on. Okay, cool. I have a monitor behind me. I don't know if I can show you guys real quick. So actually, that'll be the first thing that I show you guys. Up there, slowly getting there. Okay, up there is a TV. It is an old TV. It's plugged in via HDMI. And what I've done as when we live stream, I like to kind of kick it off with a countdown video. It's usually a 1-minute video. You can see it's queued up here. I'm not going to hit play, but that's where that is. Actually, if I hit preview mode, I can do it. So over here, if I were to hit on this, this is our opening video sequence. So that'll count down for 1 minute. And then that's set to go directly into our thumbnail, which kind of says, okay, we're done with our countdown. Here's who we're going to be talking to today. And this is also set as an 8-second timer, and it'll go, it's not going now because I'm just showing you a preview of it, but that'll go straight from there into our first scene. So anyways, what I want to do for our guest who's in the room with us is I want them to be able to see and hear the countdown. So on my Mac, if I click on System Preferences, let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Maybe not. I have just regular system preferences on your Mac. So what I choose to do is have the sound, okay, not the monitoring, because I have headphones to monitor the audio, which I'm not doing right now because it's just me talking, so hopefully my levels are okay. But anyways, I want the sound from the video clips that we show, whether it be intro or, hey, we're going to cut to this video clip of, some great work you've done in the community. I want the guests and myself to hear that audio. So if you go to sound, if you have multiple, let me see real quick, output. If you have multiple cameras, screens, then I set my output, it was defaulting to this, but I set it to the name of that monitor behind me. Again, let me show you that TV right up there, okay? So that if I do hit play, the audio will go to that device. And so everyone in the room can hear the audio and see the video and prepare themselves to go live or interact with the video that we're showing. But what I do, guys, I'm gonna come back to the comments. Eu vou responder num momento, tá, gente? Beijo, tchau. Okay, not ciao. Fica comigo. Anyways, so on the output, what I'll usually do for audio monitoring, I'll set that to my built-in output, which is my headphones. Okay, so that's just a little, I don't know if you guys are doing that. If you're having in-person live streaming events and you're integrating videos, which I highly recommend, then you're going to want to make sure that the guest is experiencing that footage that you're showing into your show. All right, now let me come off of live demo mode for a second. All right, let's see. Oh, it's still me. Hold on. Okay, let me go back to here. All right, so you guys see me? Okay, great. So let me see some of the comments. Back to live mode. 1 second. Here we go. Back to live mode. Okay, so let me see some of your comments, see what you're asking. Boa tarde, Antônio. E aí, tudo bom? I'm still in live demo mode. Hold on. There we go. Nice to see you, Antonio. Thank you for being with me. Hey, JP. Happy to catch you live. Yeah, I'm not jumping on live too often. So again, in a second, I'm gonna go through the gear and the breakdown of how we produce this live stream. Hey, shout out to Lazaro Andrade. So if you're joining me for the first time from the eCam community, usually I post videos here teaching English as a second language to Brazilian Portuguese speakers. What's up? What's up, guys? Great to see you. Okay, back to business. So let me switch here. Live demo mode. Okay, so I've got a number of different scenes set up. Okay, this right here is a preview of whatever's out there. I'm going to switch to preview mode on. All right, so one of my scenes is just me, and what I'll usually do is, nope, sorry guys. Jill only. So I have these basic overlays. Do you see these? Okay. So I've got a basic overlay. That's what the client wanted, so that no matter when people join us, they can see the company, all right, and the name of the show, and then the person's title. So I have 3 cameras plugged in. So we've got all 3 cameras here. All right. You can see I've got a webcam as well, but it's not in this scene. So this scene, we've got our little logo, MEDC. That's the company that I'm streaming on behalf of. We've got our guest here in the middle, and then we've got our executive director over here. So what I basically do during this show is that I go back and forth between, if one person's talking, okay, this is not her camera. Let me see. If one person's talking, here's their name and their title. If it's our guest only, I switch over to this scene. There's his image, his title. And then I organize my scenes like that. So each scene, I've got my opener scene. I've got our thumbnail countdown. These 2 I just added for this purpose. But I kind of label things in a way that makes sense to me. I also use a stream deck. Let me switch over to my GoPro here. So here's the audio. I'll show you this in a second, but I have a stream deck that I use with some shortcuts so that I can cut between the different scenes that I want as well. So again, if you were to make this scene, I have a simple little gray border on the outside of it, and then our little label on the bottom to just kind of keep it on brand. We've got this gray color in all of our scenes. Hey, Fabiano, tudo bem? Boa tarde, nice to see you. So anyways, I've got this. Now, one thing I realized today, and I've been streaming here for a long time, but I was having an issue. See, if I hover over this screen right here, hey, Francisco from Rio de Janeiro, if I hover over this screen, I've got all the cameras that are put in. Now, if I hit plus, they'll just keep adding, and we'll just keep getting more and more cameras, okay? So if I take these out, let's say I have 3 people, and let's say that I wanted to be in the middle. So you can do a quick change here. You can either do the command, or you can click here and swap the cameras. There, I'm in the middle. But let's say that I want these 2 cameras reversed. I can keep doing swap, and maybe it'll work, but maybe it won't. And it's like, I don't know, I want to control. I can do this in a couple different ways. One way I can do it is by having a blank scene and then overlays and camera overlays. But if I just want to do this straight split screen and not worry about doing it, what you do is you organize it from left to right. So when you add in your cameras, okay, let's take these guys away. Let's say that I want to be in the middle because I'm a little extra, but I want this second camera right here, this M50 first. So I'm going to start with the M50, add myself in the middle, and then add the other person on the end. So I've been doing this for so long, and I didn't think about how it added it in sequence. So good job. Gilberto, boa tarde, professora. Tudo bem com você, Gilberto? Que bom para te ver. Também, Mara. Is it OBS? Francisco, great question. It's not OBS. It's eCam Live. eCam Live. I'm an affiliate. Eu não sei se eu tenho um link lá nessa description, but I can put a link later, and you can download eCam and experiment, okay? It's muito bom, gente. É bom demais. Okay, back to this. So let's see. What do you guys want me to talk about? Do you want me to go into cameras, video? Se você tem perguntas sobre este projeto, or, leave me a comment. So if you're watching from eCam, leave me a comment. What questions do you have? So again, we have our opening sequence. It's a video countdown. It goes into this scene, which is only 8 seconds. It has a little bit of audio in it so that it's not just dead time. And then we usually go straight to our opening sequence with our executive director. I jump on board. This is always the second scene that I have because we're going to use this content on our local cable access channel. So instead of making a separate intro, we always go to this shot. I talk about how people can interact with the live stream. And then I point out our names, but I also point out that if you're watching this on the replay, you can email us, you can call us. So thinking about your different multiple audiences, that can be super helpful. All right. So then we have all these different scenes. So now let me talk about some of the gear. I'm going to go to my GoPro scene. All right. So this is a little GoPro. Oh God, my hands look massive. I mean, they are massive, but that's just not nice. Good God. Does it matter? Let me see. Does it matter what software do you use to present images? What do you prefer? So yeah, I love this program because eu gosto muito desse programa porque é muito fácil. It's very easy to use and to change and to customize. So David, I prefer eCam Live for showing pictures, for showing videos, para tudo. All right, so what I have here actually is, I'm going to show you two things at the same time. Oh, maybe I can't. I have very affordable microphones. They're called Manly microphones. Sei lá. They were only like $40 and they include this stand. Okay, so it's a very basic microphone. You want to make sure that the words are looking at you so your audio is correct, because if it's on the other side, it will sound terrible. Trust me. But I have those microphones going into this Zoom, what do you call it? Mixer. All right. So I've got 3 tracks that are on, and I have the 48 volts. So I have phantom power, and then I press another button to take away some of that phantom power. And then don't get sick. All right. So this is the soundboard. So all 3 microphones, we're all in the same room, go into here. And then I have an output into the Focusrite. So the Focusrite is boosting the gain a little bit. I can monitor from here, but I usually use eCam's audio monitoring because then I can hear, what it's really sounding like. But if I don't want to hear my voice on a delay, I will monitor through the Focusrite. All right, so I'm going to put this back for a second. Don't get sick. Actually, no, let me show you a zoom of the room. So here's my station. Hello. Hi. How are you? Okay. I've got an external monitor here if I'm wanting to show anything from the web or whatever. Then here's our next person, executive director. So she has one of these photography light box lights, which is fine for what we need. And then over here, let's look through there because that's fancy. Over here we have our guest. And so you can see I have some tracing paper on the outside of that light, and that is because our guest had glasses on and I didn't want to see so much of the reflection. So this camera here and this camera here are the same. They're Canon M50s. All right, nice cameras. One has a special lens on it, which is for our executive director. I can't remember if it's the 1.4 or 1.8, but it's great. I'm using my Canon 80D with an art lens, which goes down to 1.8 f-stops. Love it. I feel like it makes me look gorgeous. So yeah, now all of these cameras, okay? All of these cameras are plugged in via USB. Okay, let me change this scene so I don't make you sick here. So all of the cameras, and let me turn off live demo mode too. All of the cameras are plugged in via USB. Now, why am I using USB and not HDMI? Well, I want to, oh, thank you so much. BNSSC. What's up, Dante? Tudo bem? They're all plugged in via USB because I want to have multiple cameras on the screen at the same time. I can use an ATEM or I can use capture cards, but if I plug in via USB, it's honestly, it's just so much easier for me. And I haven't had an issue with the cameras timing out. I haven't had an issue at all, knock on wood. So I like to go out most of the time USB and not use my ATEM. I do use the ATEM Mini Pro when I want to stream sports shows and I want to switch between cameras very quickly. Okay, I can still do that on here. Let me do back to this. I can still like quickly go through here through all my cameras. All right, I can still do that, but if I just use the ATEM, it's only going to push out one or maybe a picture-in-picture. There are other options on the newer ATEMs, but it's not my favorite, and it's too complicated. So here, look at this, guys. It's so cool. Here are all of my camera inputs. Let me show you again. If I hover over this main screen, I can quickly switch between any of the cameras I have plugged in, which is very nice. Okay, so I talked about audio. I talked about a little bit about cameras. Now let me show you another scene over here. I made a couple of overlays in Keynote, which are pretty simple. For this client, it's not important to be flashy and to have a ton of animated things coming across the screen. We really utilize the comments, which our moderator is adding to interact with the audience, which has been awesome. But sometimes I want to show a picture. So I set up these scenes, which if you can see over here, here's the frame that goes over everything. Here's the picture. Now you'll notice these white bars. I didn't want to remake this scene and the picture was not quite fitting in. So what did I do? I added some text. See this? I added some text boxes to fill in that space so that it looks like it fits perfectly. So that's a good little trick on the fly if you're wanting to add in a picture like this picture and it doesn't fit quite right. I don't want to zoom in too much and cut it off. You can just add a little white box right in Ecamm. And if I click on this, you'll see it's literally me writing white text. Yes, white, because I wanted it to go longer. And then I just put that in the spots. Okay, so that's how I do that. Also, I have here Dancing Orchids website. Okay, we wanted to show this website. Now, do you see these little stars down here? These stars are telling me that I need to check something before I go live. Okay, so that's my little system. If I have stars, that means before I go to this scene, I need to check something. So for me, I needed to check to make sure that the correct website was correct. So if I go here right now, I have Facebook up. So on here, I wanted to have the website from Dancing Orchids, and I have their PNG logo hanging over it and everything. So if I went to this scene, ideally I would have the correct website up. But basically, I'm just showing, I'd be going to the scene to talk about a website. Hey guys, so let's talk about this website. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Thank you so much for joining me. Nice setup. That's so cool. Again, this is, let me see if I can do it. Ecamm Live is the software that I'm using. I do have an affiliate link I can drop in here. I should have had that prepared, but I didn't because I just wanted to show you guys some behind the scenes. So if you have any questions, I can show you a little bit more with the GoPro. Hold on. GoPro. Preview mode. All right, so I'm going to switch this camera to here. All right, so in this setup, you'll notice that cabling is kind of difficulty. So is English. It's kind of difficult. So right over there, instead of having a tripod that goes all the way to the floor, I have a clamp monopod, and that's been really helpful. I'm going to get that same stand, which I got from Monty Weaver's live stream, because he live streams on Amazon. I have to buy everything. So I will replace this tripod with that same type of stand so that it's easy. It takes up less space. And then ring lights, listen, I know they're cheap, okay? I know that it's not necessarily even designed for video content, but let me see. Back to live mode. But for this client, I had a certain budget, and so I thought about what's the most important thing. Well, audio needs to be good. Socially distancing needs to be a priority. And then having cameras that were all kind of feeling the same, pushing out the same frames per second, pushing out the same, that I could synchronize in terms of the lighting and everything like that was really important. So for us, a ring light, like that's what I'm using right here, is perfectly fine. It doesn't need to be super fancy. All right, let me see some questions real quick. Ecamm fam, Johnny E. Dude, how good is our community? It's the best. Yes, you mentioned Keynote. So David, I use Keynote to create all of my overlays in here, all of them, because I do Photoshop, and I use Premiere Pro and After Effects to do a lot of things. But for this setup, I wanted anyone on the team to be able to modify anything. So I use Keynote. Keynote, if you have a Mac, is like the PowerPoint of Mac. So if you buy a new Mac today, or if you have a MacBook Pro or any Mac product, Keynote is on there, and it's really great for adding overlays and texts and stuff like that. Again, this is básico, okay? It's a little basic, but that's just fine. You're welcome, David. De nada. All right, I have another question here. Johnny E. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Antonio. Miss Jill, por onde você tem andando? Where have you been? Where have you been all my life? I have been trabalhando demais, Antonio. I've been working so much. Márcio, a paz do Senhor, Jesus, irmão, Gil. Thank you, Márcio. You know what's funny? Sabe que é muito cômico? É quando eu falo meu nome, when I say my name, in português, eu falo Gil. I say Jill, Gil. It's just like automatic when I think I'm talking to Brazilians, because they're my people and my friends. All right, so I think that's it for this behind the scenes, unless you have any other questions. Again, I'm using Ecamm Live. I have 3 cameras, 3 microphones. The microphones go into a mixer. The mixer goes to the Focusrite. The Focusrite goes to the computer. And the lighting is basic, but how I set things up, I try to utilize things the best I can. Let's see, any other questions here? Priscilla Barbosa. So good to see you. All right, cool. So guys, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to finish this live. I hope it was helpful. I can do other behind the scenes whenever I have time. And como Antônio falei, meu Deus, like he said, where have I been? I've been working a lot. I've been doing so much production work for other people. So então, às vezes eu não tenho tempo para fazer as coisas que eu quero fazer. Sometimes I don't have the time to do what I want to do. Johnny has a question. Hey, Jermaine. Johnny is saying, what is the best way to keep stats when live producing basketball games? Need some advice to keep stats? What's the best way to keep stat when live producing basketball games? Tell me more. I don't think I understand your question because maybe I just don't know the lingo. But tell me more, because I've done a ton of live streaming. Do you mean like just the scoreboard? I can show you what I do if you mean the scoreboard. Jermaine, hope all is well. Hey, hope all is well with you too. Thank you. David, you're so welcome for the tips. Antônio, eu aprendo inglês com esse site. Oh, he says, I learn English with this site. Eles têm todas as traduções das músicas. They have all the translations for songs. Oh, that's awesome. Clayton, thank you for the players. Oh, I see. To like have as an overlay. To is that, Johnny? Is that something that's ongoing or something that you can have prepared ahead of time? Because if it's information that you have prepared ahead of time, I would set up a shot where, like, this is not the right shot. Okay, this is not the right shot. Where if you had your game here and your stats over here, so I would have that set up as a PNG overlay. But if that's something that's ongoing, then individual stats for the players to give the coaches. Yeah, I mean, if you could prepare that ahead of time, then just put it as a picture overlay, right? Or if you wanted to, you could do a text overlay. Let me switch real quick. So you could do, if you're in eCam, you could do a text overlay. Be like, Jillian Morin, best soccer player ever. Okay, this is not accurate or true, and it's not going to be beautiful. But you can, in eCam Live itself, you can put some stats over. You can put anything you want on top of a video. They need it after the game. Good question. I haven't had to focus too much on the stats, so I don't think I'm being helpful. Maybe just having someone that's monitoring and filling those in and then sharing them in an Excel sheet. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I want to. I don't know. Yeah, now my brain's thinking, what's the best way to keep stats when live producing a game? So yeah, Johnny, to be honest with you, I haven't had to do the live stats. I've done scoreboard overlays, and I have things queued up on Stream Deck to show, oh, so-and-so just scored. But in terms of stats, I guess I'm not the pro there. All right, guys, so I've been live here for 30 minutes, which is probably 20 minutes too long, but that's some behind the scenes on what we're doing. I'm still in time mode. Oh yeah, that's a great question. I would imagine that they would want that. All right, something more question? Oh, okay, Antonio has one more question. That's it. Appreciate you. Hey, no problem. All right, Antonio, I'm going to wait one more minute. What? I just got a super chat. Meu Deus. That is so sweet. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. That is so kind and so unexpected. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Wow. Thank you. A paz do Senhor. It's been a while, guys. All right. Maybe talvez eu vou fazer outro live só para os meus inscritos do Portugal. Meu Deus, do Brasil. So maybe I'll do another live stream just for my Brazilian Portuguese speakers. It's been too long. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to go. Got to get back to work. Paz do Senhor, gente. Tchau.